Hello and welcome back to the Broken Doll. Alright, so I've been looking at these legs that go to the new number 4 EffanBee Baby Bubbles. And the more I keep looking at her legs here, they're so dry. They're so brittle dry. So what I'm going to do is just give them a nice wipe down with some linseed oil. Maybe that would help with some of the... Ugh, if I can open this up. There we go. I've had this for years. But anyways, just a little bit of linseed oil might go a long ways on these dolls here. And just wipe it down. Give some moisture back into the leg of this doll. She just needs something on her so bad. And let this soak in and just let it sit overnight before I start fixing them up. And that's all this doll needs is just some, like I say, a little bit of loving care. And when you're done with your rags from linseed oil, get them out from where you are. Don't keep them in the same building with you because they can heat up, cause fires. So what I do is I take them outside directly. All my rags, even from my paint thinners, anything I use like that, it directly goes outside. I have a table outside and I put them out there and then I wet them down, and later on I'll wet them and just let them let that take over on them so they don't start a fire. And that's all I do, and it works out. I have never have had a problem, but I've been warned by people with when using chemicals like this, stuff like this, it's great on wood. Linseed oil it loves wood. And but just want to put some of that moisture back into the doll, and see, you see it just absorbing it. It's just sucking it in. It's like water to it, you know. And just let that just sit with some linseed oil on it. It just needs it so badly. Like I said, it's just like water to it. It just loves it, you know. And just let it sit. And just suck that in, that moisture into the wood. It might help it relax a little bit and just give it a little bit of what it needs. You know, it won't hurt it. There we go. At our Value Village, or which is also like Savers in the States as well, the United States, they sell bags of rags for $5, and I buy them periodically here and there and however, and that really helps out when it comes for rags in my shop. So I'm never afraid of getting rid of rags. I'll just go buy another bag of rags, and I can go down to my Salvation Army and say, do you have any rags that you would like to donate or buy from them, I mean, and they don't donate, like can I buy from you? And right away, they, you know, not a problem. They have rags there. You know, I've seen people ask for them. But so that one's done. So we're just going to let that one sit off to the side here and just let it absorb that moisture back into it again. We're going to get the arms out here too. Even though I don't have all the paint off, I'm just going to soak them in some linseed oil. Won't hurt them. Won't hurt them at all. And it's all good for them, you know, the wood. So I thought I'd show this online to you. There we go. Linseed oil has a little bit of an odor to it, nothing strenuous on you or anything of that sort. It's not something that you're going to, oh, at least I don't choke up on it or anything like that, but there we go. And like I say, just to relax some of this wood, especially as brittle as it is. It won't hurt, like I say, it just needs a nice drink. I'll get the rest of that paint off it another day. Right now, we're just going to take this and let it sit and relax with this and drink up this new moisture for it. and that'll help the wood. And I should be doing this to a lot of my dolls over time. Like when I'm restoring them, I should be doing this. This is just something that I should be doing to them. It's just trying to find all my arms down here. I was outside today. Today was my oldest son's birthday. So we took him out, my daughter and I took him out to eat, and took him to some thrift stores as well, and he got a few things, and I said, whatever you buy, you want, I'll buy it for you. So he doesn't want much, he goes, all right, and he doesn't hardly buy a thing, you know, but he saw a few little things, and he picked those up, and got those, and, there we go. And, yeah, so we had a good time with him, though. We took him to a sushi restaurant, and he loved it, yeah. I'm not a big sushi lover, but they do sell other types of food, so I'm able to eat there just as well. So, my daughter and my son just love sushi, though. But, I'm not big on things that are raw. That's my take, though, but to the next person, they love it, and they eat it, and I don't care. As long as they can feed me something just as well, then we're all happy, you know, and contented, you know, so there we are. We had a good time with one another. Oh, there we go. That one's done. Okay, so do I have anything else? Let me look back behind me if there are any other arms. Oh, here's another arm sitting there. Let's do it, too, while I got everything going here. I should have 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, 8. I should have 8 arms. All right, come on, people. Where's the other arms? I have to find the other arm. One more arm missing. It's probably back behind me here. But anyhow, there we go. There we go. That is looking really nice. Let me see if I can find, okay, 2, 4, 6. Okay, one more arm and then I'll be happy. Oh, here it is right here behind me like I thought. All right, get this one looking good. Just maybe for a day or two, just let them relax. Just soak up some of the rays, as they say. Some of this here, and just let it, there we go. I had some questions here. They're right here. Fight Me 1791 said, what size clothes would an EffanBee Bubbles fit? Depending on the size, these ones here would really fit into preemie, antique-y type clothes, like very much doll-minded. I'm going to have to look for some stuff that is, and I probably have it in my arsenal of clothes around here somewhere. I can dress all 4 of these probably very nicely. Yeah, they need, I would say, these are about 18-inch. Even she's an 18-inch. Her body is long. So she's more the length than she is the head size of some of these other ones here. Her head might be smaller, but her body's a whole different ball of wax. It's not the same there we go. Now these arms here will be stripped. Their paint will be stripped. No, these have, well, this one needs to be stripped. The acrylic needs to come off. The acrylic needs to come off of these as well. So these belong to number 3. This belongs to number 4. So she does have, now looking at her, she does have a little bit smaller arm. So she is a cut, but she's not, it's her length that gets me. Her body is long. She does not have a short body. Let me get her body for you here. Oh, where's her body? Oh, her body's back here. So I don't know, maybe she is a little bit small. Okay, I'm going to reverse what I just said. I think I'm not talking right here about this. But with her leg length, I don't know. Once we get her put together, we'll measure them all. I should have measured her before I did this, but I think with her leg length, because she has those toddler legs. She has the straight legs. And yeah, someone put on there that there's different EffanBee Bubbles, and there's Betty Bubbles, there's something else Bubbles, like they have names, and some are crying, some are pouty. I was reading about this and I went, really? Well, I just learned something here today. So some really new things I learned, and I was like, wow, I love learning stuff about them. And yeah, there's some different bubbles out there. I want to get myself an EffanBee book, because I sit and I read at nighttime. I sit and I do crossword puzzles and I read. And the thing is that that's where I do my learning. It was right about that. I got some hair on my face. There we go. So the thing is that yeah, I would like to dive into more of these bubbles and what EffanBee did and everything, and all their names and everything. I did come onto a site on the computer that I found about the EffanBee bubbles, and it wasn't deep, not in depth or anything. Like it gave me like surface stuff, and it did name a few of the different bubbles that were out there. So very interesting stuff out there. What's the next question here? Maria Ray says, what's the difference between Gorilla Glue and wood filler and spackling? I do not know. I've never used Gorilla Glue. I never use wood filler. I have wood filler here, but I've never ever used it. I might sometime. Just try it just to see how I like it. I'm a creature of habit. When I find something that I like, I stay with it because it works. And I love what works. If it works, I'm like, yay. I've heard of people putting glue over the doll, especially when they have put the knife marks into it. And that will cover also up the little indents. And then they kind of sanded the glue just a little bit lightly. And then they paint over the glue. I've never done it. I know it turns out, people have done it and it's turned out okay. Just again, just to say this to everybody, I've never done it, don't know, can't tell you because I don't know the difference. What I like about spackling is this. There's a difference between the Milliput and the spackling. Milliput allows me to mold more. There's more moldability. I have the ability to take it and put parts back together again with it to hold it together. I can build with it. And where spackling's too soft for that, it wants to lay on something, fill it in, and then now what I use it for is, like I told you, I will take, like you've seen me, take a whole doll and cover it with spackling, and then it fills in all these little, you can see all the little marks, all the white on there, where there were little dents in the doll. That's dents in the doll. The paint will go into that and fill that up, and you'll never get those dents out. You would see every one of those dents on that doll's face. I don't want that. I want it to be smooth like this, just like this. And that's what the spackling does. I use it like that. And it's easy to put on and it's easy to get back off, and it fills in where it should. And if I don't get the result of my first painting, if I still see more little dents, I go right back over it again, sand that paint off, and I just give it a quick sanding because it's still new. It hasn't set or anything. And that's the lovely part about oil paint. And I just start sanding it, and I start putting more spackling on. And I'll fill it up again. I'll do a second time on it. Sometimes one time is all you need. So that's why I don't like to do it right now. I'll just put a nice coat of paint over those areas. I may not even do the head. I'll just do the front of the face maybe and see how it turns out. And if I see there's dents still showing up in the paint once it dries a little bit, I'm like, ain't working for me, you know. And I'll take it off. I'll start taking off the paint and spackle again. And I'll spackle till I get where I like it. Because this is your time to do it. It's when you're in this stage. You're not going to get it later once you got 3-4 coats of paint on. That's a lot of waste of your time and product, you know. So do it now while you can. So anything you want to fix, don't like the way you sanded it, go backwards. It's better to go 1,000 steps backwards and then go 4,000 or 5,000 ahead. Because sometimes you got to, and it's no shame in that. That's part of the... that's all part of the restoration, and I take my time with my restorations, and I enjoy them as I go along, and that's the beauty of them, is learning to enjoy your restoration as you're going through that, and as you're going through it, and like I say, I'm teaching as I go along with you what I know. I'm not an expert, people. I'm not. I just know what has worked for me. And I can show you what works. I've never used Gorilla Glue. I'm not going to either. because I know what I like with my spackling. But hey, if you want to try it, tell me how it works out. I would love to hear, you know, how that it works. Never use wood filler, probably never will right now. Not right now. Now, I'm going to show you a product that I do have here that I wasn't going to show. Oh, I'm kind of like in between wanting to show it and not wanting to show it. But I do have this product here. I was talking about it, Mississippi Mud, or what's it called? I don't think I'm calling it right. I think I'm calling it wrong here, but it's got to be refrigerated. And people use it for woodworking, for filling in for wood. Oh, okay. You see how far off I am. It's called Dixie Mud, and this is in brown. Now you can't, once you open it up, you have to refrigerate it. That's what it looks like. And you can put this on anything, like even wood on here. The problem is that I read about it online, it can be cancer forming. So I don't know if it's true or not. I've heard it's non-toxic. And then I've been really in between with this stuff. I wish I knew. I asked for what the ingredients have, and it did say on the ingredient, like right from the company, that it can form. Like, that's why they want you in a very, like, you have to sand where it's open up. Like this, every time I saw them sanding it, you can look it up, Dixie Mud, you'll see that they're in an open garage with a door wide open. They are not doing it in a closed area. So something to talk about. It fills in beautiful, and it sands so gorgeously. I love it. You can get it in different colors and everything. You want to look it up? It works wonderful. I haven't used it ever since I read that. I've got it in my fridge here. I've got another jar in my house. I'm just not keen on it right now. If I was to be outside with it, fine. But I got other things I can be outside with, and it's non-toxic for sure. It's 100% non-toxic. And I'm just like, I don't know. Not too happy with it in that way. Now, if I'm wrong, someone tell me out there, oh, Tammy, you're wrong. That stuff's okay. Maybe I read wrong, but I asked for the ingredients. They sent me a pamphlet with it, and it said right in there, cancer causing. So, I don't know. You got to be in an aired out area, and it's meant for furniture. Just because everything can do a wonderful job, is it meant for something like this where you're sitting in your house and doing? You know, watch where we're doing things. And I mean, I'm careful. I try to be careful in some ways on this stuff. And it's up to you. I put it out there. It's up to you what you want to do and buy it or not buy it. But once you open it, it has to be refrigerated. So maybe next summer I'll use it. I don't know. I don't know what the shelf life of it is either. This might go rotten, I guess. It's mud. So how can mud go rotten, right? So I don't know. But anyways, I leave that with you there. And but I wanted to show this to you. Now what I'll do with my rag, this will go outside, and I leave it outside. If it gets rained on, it gets rained on. I don't care. And these will just absorb. And you can see they're darker right now because they're absorbing the oil. And that's great. That's what I want them to do. It's just absorb, absorb, absorb. And sink that in, and maybe it'll relax the composition a little bit and give it something into it there. And then we'll continue on with it, and we'll take the rest of the paint off here and there and wherever it is. You know, we're getting really down to very little paint now. But I hope you enjoyed this. You learned a little bit. And these are her eyes right here. She has the normal eyes where it's just a crossbar. That's wonderful. Those are her eyes. So there we go. But you know, yeah, lots to learn all the time on these dolls, and how to restore them properly. But I'm not saying that I'm a wizard. I have come a long ways from when I